Hi, Sag. Welcome to your quantum entanglement reading with me, Jocelyn, the Quantum Queen. So, let's dive in. This is, of course, for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, and as always, welcome to my cross watchers. Cross watcher, you could be dealing with a Sagittarius, and the message could actually be for you. So, feel free to take it however it resonates to you and your situation. Keep in mind that these are timeless readings, so whenever you come across the reading is probably when you are meant to hear it. And Sag, just so you guys know, if you kind of venture over to my playlist, you'll see that there is a playlist just for you. So if you want to go through and take a look, there might be something that pops out for you. If you guys would like to book a one-on-one reading with me, you can find my information down below in the description box. And just wanted to say thank you for liking, subscribing, and thank you for all the good karma donations. I appreciate it so much. Sag, I feel like we often get this type of card for you guys. I don't know if it's just like the fire, you know, that you're a fire sign. But I feel like, and let me get into this. So hold on really quickly. Let me grab one more card to see who you're interacting with. Ooh. A few too many. Let's see what else we can get. Just bear with me. Oh, that one. Oh, it's so funny, Kat. I've been wondering if that one's going to come out soon. And one more. I think this might be a group thing. Sag, I think that you might be, and this makes sense with Mercury retrograde, there could be some type of a sting, you know what I mean? It feels kind of necessary though. I almost want to say that you guys are going to think I'm so weird, but I'm going to explain this, okay? Wombats, right? Because we have the wombat there. Yeah, okay, this is perfect. Sag, I want to say, because right, we've got three different energies here, okay? So we've got eagle, wombat, and wasp. I'll read the things on the bottom, but honestly, I don't always go by them. I usually go by what I'm intuiting. So eagle is spirit has got your back. Wombat is be at home. And wasp spirit, sometimes life stings. The sting one, I mean, that one's pretty straightforward. I do think that something's going on, and I think that it has something to do with there's someone in your life that kind of comes in with something harsh. Do you know what I mean? And their words literally sting. They're subtle. It's not like they're even saying a whole lot, but you can sense underneath that there's like a sting to it, okay? Now, let me pull in the wombat. Like I said, you guys are going to think I'm so crazy, but this is what stood out to me. If you know anything about wombats, which maybe you don't, but sorry guys, I might have to drink water a lot during your read, so just prepare yourself. So, Sag, okay. There's something about this either could have to do with family or something about your home environment. I'm not necessarily sensing that it's anything about like work or anything like that, okay? What I want to say is there's someone that constantly kind of circles around your life. And that's what I'm getting with the eagle spirit. There's something also about you going home, which makes sense to me because we've got Mercury retrograde plus holidays coming up. So I want to say this is a little bit more tied to family and home. And Sag, what I'm kind of getting is that I don't think you really want to go. I think that you're wanting to kind of be on your own or maybe make other plans or things along that nature. But you're getting a lot of communication come in, like with the eagle spirit. I feel like you have a lot of people maybe in your family or whatever there's a lot of communication happening about going back to the home space. Now, going back to the weird thing I was going to say about the Wombat. This is so weird. But the Wombat actually has this really fascinating ability. It's kind of gross in a way, but they can stretch their intestines. And what I want to say is you're almost being stretched to your limit, because you can sense in a way that maybe the people around you are trying to pull you back in. And Sag, you're hesitant to go around that environment because you always feel a sting. You know, you always feel like, and it can be in multiple ways, either through the communication, like, or it can even be what's not being said. You know, you might have people around you that you might just be like the outcast of the family. Maybe you do things different. And what I'm also getting to is, for some reason, there is the whole entanglement of energies, right? So that's what I'm getting as a whole. But with the Wasp spirit, I'm going to say that's a little bit more you. I don't know. I'm back and forth, honestly, between, it really is an entanglement of both. Honestly, the eagle and the wasp. But what I want to say, Sag, is you're pretty good at being on your own. You know, like, I think you're kind of like lone wolf. You fly off on your own. You like to be a little bit more social. Like with the wasp, I'm just kind of seeing how, you know, you fly to different environments, and that's what you like in your life. And that might not be as acceptable, your own kind of free spirit in your environment. You know, you're kind of maybe an outcast because of that. And so it's like people, you have these people in your environment that are always kind of circling over you. Maybe like, it's so interesting because there's no loving feeling here. Like, it's all very cold. It's stinging and cold. Like the eagle especially feels just, it's more of that air sign, so it's more emotionally detached. And that's what I think is really interesting. So I feel like a lot of your home life, it probably has its moments, right, where it feels kind of loving, but I just feel like at the state that it's gotten to, it feels a little bit more cold and distant. And maybe it's just because, Sag, maybe you're coming to a place in your life where things are on the up and up for you, or, you know, like there just might be some people around you that have some expectations about you being there for their needs. That's what it is. And so the way that these people in your environment keep you around is by these subtle stings. And that's where it goes back to maybe like emotional addictions. You know how I talk about that all the time? Maybe you're starting to detach yourself from, and starting to realize that whenever you converse with these people, like the family, siblings, whatever, you do feel a sense of pain immediately after, just for not fitting in or being different. Like you just feel out of place. And I think there's an acknowledgement being made that you need to kind of detach yourself from this environment so that you can get good. Because I'm almost getting that you could also be getting to the point of kind of vice versa, where you could be wanting to sting back, you know, or like maybe you're even ruminating over that in your head. Maybe you're thinking back at past experiences where you felt injustice, and you're starting to go back in your mind, and so it's causing you to kind of go into your head and start thinking about, well, what the heck, like I can, and you almost like imagine and fantasize about kind of telling them off. You know what I mean? I think you get like just a tiny bit of a thrill out of that. And what's interesting is there is this, oh, this is interesting. If this is the case, I'm going to let you guys know, like when that builds up, when that toxicity builds up in you, it can manifest into like a cold or a throat congestion or a like, you know, a sinus congestion. Because what happens is you're building up you know, you're thinking these thoughts that are toxic. So it's causing like lower vibrational chemical releases. And then when you're holding back the speech, your brain actually knows exactly where to send those brain chemicals into your body. So when it comes to communication, that's where those brain chemicals are going to go to. They're probably going to go like closer to the vocal cords or right around the throat area. And then that's how you can sometimes create an illness or, you know, something like a cold or something along those lines, because it can usually be a buildup of the things that you've wanted to say over time and you just haven't. You know, maybe Sag, like you've just tried to keep the peace or, you know, things like that, but it might just be getting to the point of building up where you have to, you at least think about saying something. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to pull out my tarot and get just a little bit more information on this. Yeah, there's the partnerships. Not a lot of emotional fulfillment in them. But the fascinating thing, Sag, is there is mirroring going on. Like, it wouldn't be triggering you for no reason. There you are, I think vacillating between your independence and codependent patterns. Like I was saying before, like kind of an addiction you have to feeling those negative emotions, like to feeling pain, and to continue to go back to people that cause pain. Oh, I don't know why I just split the deck like that. That was really interesting. It was like I was doing a personal read. Yeah, what's interesting is, okay, so there's some fears and anxieties. That's that toxicity I was talking about. So you might be ruminating over this a lot, and more than you realize, I think. You might like be going back and forth in your head like, oh, what should I do? And that is where it's taking away from your energy. And believe it or not, that actually is part of this person or these people's intentions, is to get you in that state of mind. It's to cause you to be indecisive or throw you off of your success, because they get a little bit of like an energy fill up from it. Yeah, what's happening is you're experiencing a lot of fears and anxieties from this, and it's causing you to feel like you're not victorious. And you're also probably getting a lot of like almost negative attention. It's that tiny sting. And that's what I said. It might be for some of you guys like straight up blunt negative things that you're hearing from these people. For some of you, it could just be really tiny and subtle. You would almost need a magnifying glass to see how subtle these little jabs are that these people or this person is making at you. Yeah, so here's what's interesting. You need to, like, that's about getting a perspective shift, which is awesome. I love that it's coming in upside down, because it's showing that it's shedding a light on all of this for you. Like how this actually is subtly affecting you more than I think you realize. You know what I mean? So let's see what else comes out. Oh, Sag. Okay. Are you ready? So we do have the Tower card. Okay. This actually feels like a positive tower, because I feel like what's going to happen is you're getting this perspective shift, right? The Hanged Man upside down. It's where you're feeling stuck. You feel trapped. But here you are. I think that you're going to recognize this immediately, and you're going to make the necessary steps to put an end to this. And that's what I think this Tower card is. It's not necessarily the universe. I mean, for some of you, it could be the universe coming in and like pulling the rug out. But just with this lineup, I actually feel like you're more in control of this Tower moment. That you might do something or say something more for your good, for what's best for you. And then here we've got the 10 of Cups, which I love that you're ending up with that, because it's like you're going through this Tower moment, maybe cutting ties, maybe ending things with these people, or, you know, just cutting things off. And it's bringing you, look at the transition here where you're starting with the 9 of Swords and ending up with that 10 of Cups. That's like a perfect transition there. 9 to 10. 10 where as soon as you let this go or let this Tower moment happen, and it's not necessarily like a blow up. I'm not encouraging that in any way, shape, or form. I'm mainly saying it's where you're going to decide how you handle this, and that I think that you're going to put an end to it. So what I want to say is pretty much catch a hold of it before it turns into a blow up, before it turns into a full-blown sting. Because going back to these cards, the Wasp and the Eagle, I actually think, Sag, that you have the opportunity to handle it with the Eagle spirit, a lot of like dignity and grace. You know, you really have the opportunity to put up boundaries and communicate your truth, but in a way that's very clear and concise. And with that, you're going to be alchemizing. You know what I'm saying? Going back to the whole, that's the entanglement in the first place, where there maybe have been someone in your environment where they might have been trying to dominate you in some way, shape, or form. Because, I mean, look at the difference here between the Eagle and the Wasp. It's like, duh, you know, like the Eagle's going to devour either one of these, the Wombat or the Wasp. But you're coming in with that entanglement where you're taking on more of that Eagle, where you're standing in your dominance and you're communicating very clearly, but not in a stinging way. Like you're conscious of your karma, you know, not inflicting pain, but being very to the point. You know, that's why I love the Eagle. It's very, and you guys will see this. It's actually really fascinating. I've seen this in my life where I've had to have like hard conversations with people after moments where I had actually been it had been unjust more on my side. And leading up to the conversation, I was thinking about all the things I would say, how they were a terrible person and all of that. And then once I got in the moment, like the presence of the moment, it was like all of a sudden there was this stillness, and I was able to kind of like channel. And that's what the Eagle spirit is. It's channeling from the divine. It's channeling information and ways of communication with your guides, with the universe, that's in the perfect way. And I'll tell you guys that from experience, that when you're coming from into conversations from that space, you will blow people away. Like they won't have anything to argue, because I think even Sag, like this person, if you're sitting down to have a conversation with people, they're kind of waiting and hoping and expecting you to blow up. They feed off of that. And so, but you're coming in with like, boom, here's this truth. It's not like creating harm. There's no emotion attached to it. You're just like clear cut, boom, black and white, truth, facts, and it's going to blow them out of the water. That's what I think is going to happen. So just be really clear about that. So Sag, I'm going to go ahead and dive into the extended with this. If you guys want to join me over there, feel free. Just go down below, click on the Vimeo link, and I'll see you on the other side. But if this is where we leave things, Sag, I'm sending you guys so much love, wishing you all the very best, and I'll see you in your next reading. Take care.